Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you back to this week's edition of Maryland Barbers and Stylists United for Health. We are here in shop at Traver'S Barbershop, and we are here with Master Barber, Mr. Travers. So for our audience, if you'd just like to introduce yourself to our audience.
Right. Yes, my name is Wakefield Travers. I am a Master Barber here at Traver'S Barbershop International. I've been a Master Barber for over 30 years. I've been cutting hair over 30 years. I came to this community back in 1988 and began cutting hair at John's Barbershop, which was located in Oxon Hill, approximately 3 minutes from here. I later opened this shop up and I serve the community well. I'm a community person. I believe about doing things in the community, helping the community out. I've done things from Christmas drives for toys and food for children and families. I've tried to impact the community in many ways. Sometimes I do free haircuts. Whatever I can do, I hope will help with Warm Nights. It's another organization in the area where I go and I cut hair for homeless people. I do it at the churches. I really believe in community is instrumental for any business in any community to contribute to that community.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even have to ask the next question because he already asked why he chose to be a part of our Maryland Barbers and Stylists United for Health. And it's to give back. That's the clear answer. I think that as a wellness warrior, you represent our model extremely well. Your shop speaks measures. Your personality speaks measures. And just your willingness and to hear the passion in your voice. It just translates. It's not just for camera, ladies and gentlemen. Trust and believe. You can feel the warmness and the Christianity and the love when you walk in this shop. From hello, we have had really good interactions. And this is not about the dollar. This most definitely is not about the dollar. This is about making sense. And we're not talking about monetary. We're talking about making this thing make sense, ladies and gentlemen. This Master Barber here, he has the idea. He has the magic for it. We're going to be pairing him up with a vaccination event in the next couple of weeks, so you all can stay tuned to find out a more specific date. But if you want to come down here to get your shape up right, if you want to come down here to get your razor lines precision cut, please come down here and check out these hands as they work masters in the community and they work masters in the shop here. So just really quickly, I know you've had some dealings and some hearings in your community, maybe in the shop or maybe even in the church, around the church or whatnot. I know that you said that you were a minister here, that you are a minister. So what can you share with us what kind of hesitancy that you have heard?
Well, I've heard anything from 5G, the way they can track you, the COVID, they're using the vaccination to track you. You can grow extra ear, extra arm. You can get very sick. People even said, people who have died since when they received the vaccine, even though I know that's not true. But it's just a lot of just crazy stuff. People are saying, the hesitancy of, I never had a vaccine, don't want to get a vaccine. But, I ask people this, I say, when you get sick, you go to the store, get Tylenol, you don't know what's in it. But yet still, you don't know what's in that vaccine, you don't want it. I said, look, I've gotten both vaccines, the booster, and I had COVID before I had the vaccination, And I said, I wouldn't want nobody to get it. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to be a part of this, because I want people to understand that you can die from this thing.
Wow.
Wow. And having it and being down for 6 weeks like I was, I don't want no one to get it. I wouldn't want my enemy to get it. That's how I feel about it, And I tell all my customers that they don't have it, I tell them you need to go get it. And I spend painless amount of hours just telling people, you need to get the shot. You need to get it. I have 9 customers die of COVID.
Oh my goodness. Can you say that again for our camera?
I've had 9 customers die from COVID.
Oh.
And the youngest was 37. So it's hitting all age groups. And all these misconceptions about the vaccination is I don't know where they're getting the information from, but they're not getting it from scientists. They're getting the information from YouTube or MyTube or YourTube, TikTok. I don't know where they're getting it from, but and I'm just being serious. Some I have customers that don't want it, they're losing their job because they don't want a vaccination. You know, and I say, well, you do have a choice. I say, I'd rather err on safety than to err and die. Which one would you do? You know, so, yep.
I'm gonna take that high road, and I'm gonna make it make sense with that safety road. I thank you for sharing your testimony and even diving into some of your personal issues and dealings with COVID-19. I knew that you were protected. I know that you are protected.
Yes.
And only through His grace that you were able to overcome that.
That's true.
So
a lot of prayer.
So being that you had it, and then getting the vaccine after having that, your confidence that you would not be as sick. Do you have any?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I have been around somebody who actually had gotten COVID, and I didn't get it. And I was in close contact with them since the vaccine.
Since you had your vaccine.
Yeah, both vaccines. You know, and I didn't get it, but they got real sick, and they were down for about 2 months.
Oh wow.
So and it was funny because after he got it, he said, "I should have listened to you."
As they all do.
You know, and I told him, I said, well, you know what, now you know what to do. I said, just because you have had it, you still need to get boosted. You get the shot and get the booster, and get both shots. If you do Pfizer, get both of them and get the booster. If you get the other one, get the shots and get the booster. Yeah, it can only help you.
You hear this knowledge? Do you all hear the amount of knowledge? And this comes from a barber who touches the client's hair all the time. He has their hair and he has their ear. All right, and if he does enough using his heart to get those words to sink in through their ear so they can sink into their head through their hair, we're gonna be saving some lives here.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna be saving some lives here.
Yeah.
So you out in the community saving lives, you out in the church saving lives. You are just a lifesaver.
And that's what we do. It's all about people's lives. You know.
Sure.
You don't look. I talk to people all the time about various subjects. You know, my first subject. You know, I want them to get their life spiritually right first. And medical is all part of it. Physical is all part of it. And if they're not keeping themselves together, you know, it's not good for anybody. Not good for the community. You know.
Agreed. Well said.
And one of the things I do tell my clients: if you don't get the vaccination, you're selfish. I said because you might have somebody in your family you spread it to, and then they die. How would you feel?
Not only that, but just think about the financial obligations that go along with that.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't want to get it because you think that you can still spread it to someone, who's going to have to take care of you if you're intubated in the hospital?
Yeah.
Whose dime is it going to fall on if you don't have health insurance?
That's right.
But you have to be hospitalized.
Right.
Whose dime is it going to fall on if you don't have death insurance and you have to be buried?
Right.
So if for nothing more, be thoughtful and mindful of not transmitting, but planning for afterwards. So make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff is real. These vaccines are efficient and they are effective. Yeah. And we do have some mitigating circumstances, you know, Colin Powell.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They tried to allude to that, you know, to the vaccine being the culprit of the death. However, we knew that there are how many countless underlying health conditions that he had that we talked about last time.
Absolutely. Yeah, he had cancer and a couple of other things. But and here's the thing, especially those people who have underlying issues. Like I'm a diabetic.
Okay.
You know. And I don't want if a person has not had a vaccination, I really don't want to run them. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Sure.
Because let's face it, people can be very loose with their masks.
Yep.
You know, and your mask protect me, my mask protect you. You see, so we have to be about protecting the other person.
Man, I gotta give you an elbow on that one, man. Yeah. That's a good one right there. Well, we have come. It almost feels like that we don't even have to take this quiz because something tells me that Mr. Traver'S is well equipped with enough information to put us out of business. So, but just for our audience, I'm gonna reach in there. Gonna ask you to take out one of these papers and hand them to me, please. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just gonna go ahead and do a quick true or false quiz. I'm going to ask Mr. Traver'S a question here, and he is going to give me what he thinks is the best answer. So the first one that you pulled out, Mr. Traver'S, is you can take over-the-counter pain medication after you get a COVID-19 vaccine. Is that true or false?
True.
That most definitely is true, ladies and gentlemen. Over-the-counter pain medication is not recommended before your vaccination, but you can take it for any discomfort you may have from any side effects after getting vaccinated. Long-term side effects of COVID-19 vaccines are not common. All right, it's a good one. All right, give it another little shake here, and we can just reach in and grab another one and pass that slip for me, please. Thank you very much. All right, so the second question is, Mr. Traver'S, the long-term side effects of COVID-19 are common. Is that true or false?
False.
Most definitely false. And if you would listen to the previous question, we just answered this question in the previous one. Serious side effects that could cause a long-term health problem are extremely unlikely following any vaccine, including COVID-19. All right. So years of research and vaccine safety monitoring on other vaccines show that side effects almost always happen within 6 weeks of getting vaccinated. All right, so really helpful tip there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and just grab another one out the cup there, and thank you, sir. All right, true or false? COVID-19 vaccines are not recommended for pregnant people.
That's not true. They are recommended for pregnant people.
Most definitely, they are recommended for pregnant people. The correct answer is false. If you are pregnant, you should receive a COVID-19 vaccine. CDC now recommends pregnant people getting vaccinated. Pregnant people are at higher risk for severe illness from COVID-19, so getting a vaccine can protect pregnant people from complications that could affect them or their babies. Excellent job on that answer there. All right, so we're about halfway through. We're going to go ahead and grab about two more, so if you could just grab one. All right, thank you, sir. All right, so this next question is, this is a good one. I'm not trying to trick you up, but something tells me that you may know the answer to this. It trips a lot of people up. All right. True or false, Mr. Traver'S? COVID-19 vaccines can affect your DNA.
False.
You didn't even think about that one.
No.
You already knew it.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah.
The correct answer is false. The materials in COVID-19 vaccines never enter the nucleus of the cell, which is where DNA is located. Therefore, they do not interact with your DNA or change it in any way. A lot of people misconceive that. A lot of people think that it affects your DNA, but that's a really good learning point that it does not. All right, so we have a few more here. Unfortunately, in lieu of time, we only have time for one more question, so you can go ahead and make that last pull the best pull. All right, thank you. And we are going to read the fifth and final question, ladies and gentlemen. All right, true or false? Everyone who is eligible to receive a COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. can get the vaccine for free.
Yes, true.
That is most definitely true. The vaccines are free for everyone in the U.S., regardless of whether you have health insurance, citizenship, or identification. So if you're hesitant on coming out and getting your vaccine, ladies and gentlemen, because you think you might need some ID, or you think you might need your citizenship for your citizenship papers, that's a misconception. It's misinformation. It's disinformation. And you all can come out and you can get your COVID-19 vaccine. You can come out and you can come to Traver'S Barbershop in the next week or two, and he's going to be having his vaccination site. And we are in a heavily Latino populated area.
Yes,
correct?
yes. This is the demographics of here is probably around 35 to 45% Hispanic. This community. So Hispanic people be able to come get their shots too. Yeah,
and we don't discriminate. Mr. Traver'S, when I introduced myself a couple of weeks ago, his main concern was making sure that he had bilingual material that he can hand out, that he could distribute and hit into his community. So one last thing, just before we part ways, just in closing, what would you like your community to know about this vaccine? I mean, you've already said enough, so if you would fail with
I think it's effective.
Okay.
I think it's stopping the spread of COVID.
Sure.
I think I would encourage any and everybody to get vaccinated. I mean, it's a win-win situation. And put aside all the conspiracy theories and be honest with yourself. Awesome. Be honest with yourself. You don't know what's in that aspirin. You don't know what's in Tylenol. You don't even know what's in the food that you eat. But you take a chance on that. But here's something that's been proven to be effective. Get the shot. Just get the shot. For real. I mean, I'm being honest. Just get the shot.
I could not have said it any better. This is why you are a wellness warrior. This is why you are one of our anchor shops that we have chose to actually pursue, because you get it.
Mm.
And you want other people to get it.
Absolutely.
And we're not just talking about the shop. We're talking about the information.
Yeah.
We're talking about the knowledge. So I thank you for being a vessel in your community.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you for making your time and your talents available to your community, and look forward to working with you through Maryland Barbers and Stylists United for Health.
Outstanding.
All right. So without further ado, Mr. Travers, it has most definitely been a pleasure going with you on record, just to get your feeling, your take on that.
Mm-hmm.
We look forward to working with you and through your shop,
Mm-hmm.
and like to thank you once again for your time. All
Yeah,
right?
thank you. I
So
appreciate
thank
you
you
coming
very
by.
much, and it's been a pleasure. Until next time, we'll see you later. Take it easy.